guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be a foundation review over the new Too Faced Born This Way foundation that looks like this. So I have secretly been trying this foundation out over the last 2 weeks. The foundation just launched 2 weeks ago on the Too Faced website, which was June 15th, which is when I placed my order for it. I got up super early that morning and made sure that I was able to get one of these. I didn't know if it was going to sell out or, anything crazy happened, so I got up super early to order this. I follow Too Faced on Instagram and they have been talking about this foundation non-stop over the last month or so. So I knew I wanted to get it first thing when it launched. So I went ahead and ordered it. I went ahead and got like express shipping so that I got it really quickly because I really wanted to try this out and get a review up for you guys before it launched at Sephora, which I believe it launches at Sephora on July 15th. So in just a few weeks, it'll be available at Sephora. This foundation retails for $39, but if you go to the Too Faced website and enter your email address to receive like newsletters and things like that, then they will send you a 20% off coupon for being a first-time customer in your email. So I went ahead and entered my email address, went to my email, got the coupon code, and went back and purchased this. So I ended up getting this for $31, I believe, and I would have got free shipping if I didn't go ahead and expedite my order so that I could test it out and review it for you guys. But you will get free shipping if you do order this foundation on there. Or at least at the time I did, they were offering free shipping. So $39 for a foundation does seem pretty pricey, but all of my higher end foundations end up ranging between $35 to like $50 nowadays. So I think that this is a pretty good price point for a higher end foundation. So yeah. And it does come in a glass packaging, which I know is kind of like 50-50. Some people really like glass packaging and some people hate it. Especially if you're a traveler, you're probably not going to like the fact that it is in a glass packaging container or whatever you want to call it, glass bottle. It doesn't really affect me personally because I'm not really much of a traveler, but unfortunately, if I was, it does come with a pump, so you could always pump some into a little container and take it with you. Probably not the ideal situation, but if need be, I would do that. I actually like having some of my foundations in glass bottles. I just think it looks really nice and it just feels a little bit more luxurious and well made to be in a glass packaging. But I could totally get how some people wouldn't like the fact that it is in a glass packaging. It also does come with a standard 1 fluid ounce of product. I briefly just showed you guys that it does have a pump, and this is what the pump looks like. It is amazing. I love the pump on this. It just pumps out so nicely. It allows you just to get the right amount of product that you desire. So I love the pump on this one. It is phenomenal. Great, great, great construction of the pump. And I know that sounds so crazy, but you makeup girls out there, you understand me, you feel me when it comes to a pump. Some pumps, you like pump it and it squirts out way too much. This allows you just to like pump it halfway, a quarter of the way, and you get the right amount of product that you want. So I love this pump design. It's awesome and super happy that it has a pump. When a foundation has a pump, it's like, hello. Should just be a standard thing with foundations. They should all have pumps. I'm just saying. It just makes sense, So glad that this one has a pump, and the packaging overall is really cute. I think that it's really awesome that Too Faced kind of tried to step it up and be classy. Not saying they weren't ever classy, but it's just the black and the gold, and that's just my style. So I really like it. It just looks like a really nice, well-made foundation. I like the packaging. It's just super classy. So definitely feeling the packaging on this one. Even the little top is all fancy. It says TF for Too Faced. Go figure. But I just think it's really pretty, and yeah, I like it a lot. Just looks very, very high quality. I'm definitely digging it. This foundation currently comes in 12 different shades, and the shade that I'm in is light beige, and it pretty much matches me perfectly right now. I do have a very tiny self-tan going on right now, and it still matches me perfectly, especially when I'm bronzing up my face, and of course I'm doing that because it is summertime. So light beige is my perfect match right now. So what's really cool about this foundation is that it has coconut water in it, which I think is awesome. I don't think there's any other foundation on the market that has coconut water in it. Coconut water is really good for maintaining the moisture levels in your skin. So I think that that is awesome, and I could really tell a difference in how my skin just continued to feel like supple all day long. It just looked beautiful without looking greasy. So I think that the coconut water is an awesome touch that they decided to put in. It also has alpine rose in it to brighten the skin's appearance and promote elasticity. It also says that it has hyaluronic acid in it for a more smoother, more youthful appearance. And I use hyaluronic acid on a daily basis just in my skincare, especially having dry skin. It's very important that I use that because I need the moisture to hold in my skin. And hyaluronic acid does that for me. It really just plumps my skin and makes it look a little bit more youthful by holding on to a little bit more water without making me look bloated, you know? I'm really excited with those 3 things that are in here because I really feel like it makes a huge difference. This foundation is just like none other that I have ever experienced on my skin. And don't take that lightly because I am a foundation junkie and I try so many foundations. I have dry skin, but it's also very, very hormonal, and I do have breakouts. Plus, I have kind of like food allergy breakouts. I broke out severely right here in the contour area because I have had 3 iced coffees over this last week, and it has dairy in it. And anytime that I have dairy, I break out like a crazy person. So my skin is just all over the spectrum, from age to youthful to in the middle. It's just like this hormonal craziness. So I have tried so many different foundations, and I can honestly say from high-end to drugstore, there has not been a foundation like this that I have ever tried. It is just, it's amazing. It blurs my imperfections. I have a lot of sun damage, like right in this area right here from tanning in the past, and it really helps to just blur it. I have huge pores right in this area, and they just seem to be blurred. I mean, just looking in the mirror right now, you can't even tell. You can't even tell. Not at all. I wore this all day long on Father's Day, and I got up and put my makeup on like around 8 o'clock in the morning, and I did not get home from my grandparents' house. We had a cookout. It was 91 degrees. I was outside the entire day. We had fans going like in the garage and outside on the patio and stuff, but for the most part, I was like in the heat. You know, it was super, super humid, and this just kept looking more and more beautiful like throughout the day. I got so many compliments on my skin that day. It was ridiculous. And at 10:30 that night when I went to take my makeup off, it still looked like when I first applied it. It was beautiful. Now granted, I do have drier skin, but I never looked greasy. It didn't start to break apart. Even having drier skin, my foundation will start to break down after a little bit or just kind of smudge apart or separate. I had nothing like that with this foundation. I seriously feel like I just airbrushed my face, but the cool thing about this is that it is oil-free. First of all, I wanted to mention that. It is an oil-free foundation, so that's good for people that do have oily skin, as far as like oil control and things like that. But what's really awesome about this foundation, which I have never found from another foundation that's as full coverage as this, is that it literally looks like my skin. Like, it doesn't look cakey. It doesn't look like the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation where if you apply too much, you look like a cake face. We all know about that. With this foundation, you don't get that. I tried to build it up as full coverage as I could one day, and which you don't need very much of it at all. Like, literally one pump on my whole face gives me full coverage, looks beautiful, and I'm a girl that likes full coverage foundation. So this definitely gives me a nice full coverage without having to use too much product, which is awesome as well. But this literally just, it looks like my skin, it feels like my skin, it just looks like my skin is perfected, which I never get. I mean, I've tried BB creams and things like that that are supposed to look like your skin, but they don't have, you know, good coverage like this does without it looking fake if you build it up too much. This honestly looks like my skin. I can totally see why they named it Born This Way, because I feel like this is just my skin, but it looks better than my normal skin. Does that make sense? So yeah, I am just super impressed with this foundation, and the night that I got home on Father's Day, after washing my makeup off, I was just like, man, that looks so good. I went ahead and went and bought another one already because I honestly, I don't want to be without this. This stuff is so dang good. Like, I am obsessed with this stuff. Like, seriously obsessed. And to be really honest with you guys, that kind of takes a lot for me to be so obsessed with the foundation right away to even go purchase another one for $30. I mean, that's a little extreme, but I really, really like this stuff. It held up really well through the heat. It just looks good. It didn't oxidize on me. It didn't settle into any of my fine lines because I do have a lot of fine lines through here. I have huge pores, like I said, and it just looked beautiful, and it just kept looking more beautiful. I took tons of pictures, like with my mom. We were taking selfies that day and stuff. My skin just looked awesome. Like awesome, 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 with no filters, no nothing. It just looked so awesome. So yeah, it definitely takes a lot for me to just go throw another $30 out to spend on foundation, and it didn't break me out or anything either. So yeah, it's awesome. I love it. I totally recommend it to you guys. And yeah, I don't know, I just love it so much. It's crazy. It gets me giddy and excited because it makes me feel so much more confident when my skin is looking good and on point. I don't have perfect skin, and it just makes me feel so much more confident when my skin looks good, because that truly is like the canvas of your makeup, your skin, and I just feel like this perfects my skin. I feel like I could be a spokesperson for this stuff. The little claims on the back here say that 100% of people in their consumer study results said that the foundation blurred their imperfections, which I definitely think is true. 98% said the foundation made their skin absolutely look perfect, which, I mean, I guess it's who you're talking to, what perfect is. I feel like that's a little, I don't know, I feel like that's weird, because perfect to everyone is something different, but for me, I feel like this is my perfect foundation, if that makes sense. And then 97% said the foundation provided a natural coverage, which I do believe is true. It gives me a natural finish to the skin, meaning that it looks like my skin just way, 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 way better, but it gives me more of a full coverage look. So natural is kind of a weird word to use too. But yeah, I definitely think that it looks natural on the skin. It doesn't look fake. It doesn't look cakey or heavy, and you can build it up and it still looks really, really great. So yeah, for the most part, I think that the claims are right on point and 100% accurate. I just feel like some of the wording with the claims is a little weird, like perfect and natural. I don't know. As far as application for the foundation, I have tried it multiple ways. I used it with my fingers, it looked beautiful. I also tried it with a flat top kabuki brush, which looked beautiful with it, and it's actually I would probably say my favorite way to apply it. That or the beauty blender, which I love applying any foundation with a beauty blender. You get a little tiny more coverage if you use like a flat top kabuki brush versus the beauty blender. The beauty blender, you may have to use just a little bit more product because it is dampened, and mine is so gross looking. It's white. Who buys a white beauty blender? I mean, that doesn't even make sense. It gets so dirty. It's so silly to do that, but I thought like white would be like cool, but it's not. Because it looks really pretty when it's clean, but when it's dirty, it looks really disgusting. So don't recommend a white beauty blender. But anyways, it works great with a beauty blender. I used the beauty blender on this side of my face today, and I used the Sigma F80 on this side of my face. Usually with the foundation, I will like one over the other, like the F80 versus the beauty blender, or the beauty blender versus the F80. But with this foundation, both are great, and I love it, love it, love it. As far as the actual finish on the skin, I feel like I've kind of touched on it throughout this video, but the actual like finish, if I had to say, would probably be a satin finish. It's not completely matte and flat, and it's not dewy, and I do have dry skin, so it doesn't look dewy on the skin. It just honestly looks like a nice, healthy, hydrated person's skin. That's how I would describe it the best. Like, I don't think I will ever be without this in my collection as long as they make it, because I just really, really enjoy this foundation. And there's only a couple other foundations I say that about, and that would be the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus. That is just a staple for me. I have tons of different shades in that, and I will always have that foundation in my collection. As well as the Dior Star Foundation. I love that foundation as well, but I feel like I like this one even more than the Dior Star Foundation. So this is kind of like a new holy grail status ground for me. So I know that I rambled a lot through this video, but I was just really excited to share it with you guys. If I did miss anything about this foundation, let me know your questions in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer this for you. Again, let me know if you have tried this foundation. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you are new. I would love to have you here. I make new videos every single week. Also, feel free to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and now Snapchat. I am so excited. I literally just got Snapchat today, and I have been on that thing all day long. It's like addicting. Like, I love that thing. and I'm just getting used to it, so I don't even know if I'm using it right, but it is a lot of fun. I've been like snapping all day long. Is that what you call it? Snapping? I'm gonna call it snapping. I have been snapping all day long. So be sure to follow me on Snapchat. My username is just sheekndivine on every single social media handle. I will also link all of the links to my social media in the down bar below. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and Snapchat for sure, because I'm always on those too. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye!